Hello all, and welcome back to my channel. Listen, man, to all you people out there who is just talking about how much they want to get a home and how hard it is to get a home, don't rush it. Do not rush getting a home. Truly enjoy now paying rent or living with your parents or having multiple roommates. Because I tell you this, getting a home is not the best option out there. Yes, people are going to tell you, oh, depreciating asset. Yeah, I get it. But do you know the threshold to get a house is so low, right? If you get FHA loans, it's like 3.5%. You could jump into a house. If you're a military vet, you get the VA loan. You put 0 down. And it's like, yes, you're in there. You got the house. You're excited. But yo, man, having a home is expensive as shit. It feels like society always, when things in society is always difficult, that's where you get the most pressure to do it, right? Like, especially with kids. You get to a certain age, everyone's like, yo, why not having kids? Why not having kids? Why not having kids? Kids. Having kids is hard as hell too. That's the most hardest thing to do is having a kid. And it's funny because everyone tells you, like, get a house, and the same way with the kid situation. And then once you're there, everyone disappears. Like, no one's there to help you. Like, you're on your own. And it's like you made a decision based upon what people were telling you what to do. And a home is one of those things, because I love talking about personal finance. I love it. But a home is one of those things that people always push on people. Let me share with you my story, my experiences of the home that I got. So first of all, I did things the right way. I dodged at least probably 10 years of being harassed by my in-laws, by my family members, everyone telling me, get a house. When are you getting a house? Get a house. I dodged it for 10 years. Me and my wife, we had a kid, raised him in an apartment. Nothing is wrong with him. He is perfectly fine. He damn near doesn't even remember what the hell was going on in that apartment. And by the way, it was a good apartment. He had his own bed. Everything was perfect. It was fine. We lived in an apartment. So after 10 years of being harassed, get a house. And I've always fighting my wife. Not yet. Let's wait. Because I understand that getting a home is a big commitment. Yes, a house looks good. It looks great. It's good to not have your rent increased. I get it. You're not dealing with a landlord. I get it. But we waited 10 years or so. And man, first of all, I'm gonna tell you this, I got lucky. But even with me getting lucky, this damn house, man, I love this house. Don't get me wrong. But this house, it lets you know, man, that, shit gets real. Like, shit gets real. So we bought the house, love the house. And luckily, I got it right before COVID. I know, there's people out there right now, it's like, this bastard. He gets it right before COVID, right before everything started blowing up and the interest rates were so high. Yes, I got lucky, okay? I know I got lucky. I got a 2.75% interest rate. Extremely lucky at that time. And even the process of getting a home, there were so many bids in the house, right? I paid $350,000 for my house. There was so many bids for the house. But my wife, being a military vet, the homeowner, I guess he recognized that she was a military vet, and he chose us because of that. Because at that time, there was so many people bidding in the neighborhood that I live in. Like, people just love living in this neighborhood. So I live out in Florida, Seminole County. And people just love living out here. So it was a big bid, but we got it. So even with that, even with doing all the right things, having a down payment, being right, just even getting a home is stressful because the owner got to pick you. When it's all said and done, the owner needs to pick you, especially in times where it's a lot of people competing. So I paid $350, and within 6 months, it jumped to like $450, $460. That's when the market went nuts. So of course, right? Everyone's thinking, what? You see, there you go. Like $100,000 in depreciation, you're good. Why are you gonna complain? I'm not gonna complain, but first of all, when it comes to depreciation, remember, you don't get that money to sell a house. So yes, the value of the house is high. That's great, right? That's awesome. But I can't tap into it because I'm not doing a HELOC. I'm not touching it, okay? So let's be quite honest. It's because the house would double or whatever. I'm not gonna get that money until I sell it. And who knows if I will even sell this house. I might live here for the rest of my life. Who even knows? But anyway, long story short, then you move into a house and you recognize, oh, damn, I need to do some minor renovations. The house had carpet. So I didn't expect it, right? Because you don't budget for renovations when you're getting a house. You're expecting, get a house that has all the things that you want. But then once you find a house, you recognize, you know what? I could deal with carpet. I could do it myself. Now you're paying for that. So now you're dealing with that, right? So you're dealing with the home renovations. You're dealing with stuff like that. My home renovations wasn't that bad. So everything is great. My mortgage payment is great. It's awesome. A year later, my mortgage payment goes up. Why? Why my mortgage payment went up? That's the thing that people don't tell you. My real estate agent didn't tell me this. Reason being is because your property taxes that you're paying in your beginning years or months of your mortgage is based upon the previous owner's property taxes. They're estimated on that. And in Florida, they have what they call a homestead, and the longer you stay in the home, they have a cap to how much they could charge you on property tax. So eventually, the longer you stay, the smaller amount of property taxes you will pay. So you get a good benefit with that. Okay, so now I was in for a shock. My mortgage was like $1,800. It went up to $2,200. Didn't know that. It happens. It is what it is. Then I had to do some minor repairs in the house. First of all, the funny thing about it is, as soon as I moved into the house, my garbage dispenser on my sink broke. I had to fix that. Did it myself, though. I had to fix that. And it's just a bunch of stuff, man, that just adds up. And it's like, now the decisions you make in life is based upon your mortgage, right? You hate your job, man, but you got a mortgage. Got a place to live. You can't just get up and just leave, right? That's the beautiful thing about renting is you can decide to live somewhere else. You want to try living in a different neighborhood, take a different job. With a house, you can't do that. You're kind of stuck with the house. So you're limiting yourself now to opportunities that you might have been able to take when you have at home. Then you're just stuck with it. And it's just like, yo, man, having a house is not easy, man. Like, for example, now I'm dealing with my neighbor, right? Interesting situation. The fence is jacked up, and for some reason the fence is on her side. Like 3/4 of my house, the fence is mine, but on one of my neighbor's side, the fence is on her side, and she doesn't even want the fence. So I need to get it repaired because a damn fence, like one part leaned and one part broke, it fell on the ground, and she's like, yeah, she's not willing to pay for it. I know people are like, you should fight, you should push, you should do whatever, but I need the fence. I got a pool, which that's another damn expense that I didn't want to get into. Having a pool is super expensive as well. I love my pool. Everyone wanted a pool in my house, and I'm the only damn one that goes in. Right? So it's pretty much my pool. But anyway, since in Florida, and probably other places as well, if you have a pool, you need to have a fence, or unless you have one of those screened-in pools. And on her side, it broke, so I need a fence. And she's unwilling to do it. So now I got to pay for it. And little things just add up, man. Little things just add up. The bathroom fan went out. Oh, man, that sounds like I'm complaining. But the whole moral of the story is this, man. A house is a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Especially when your house becomes a home. Where you raise your family, and you just, it's a place you go when you're happy about. But do it the right way. Right? Make sure you put a nice down payment down, at least 20%. Dave Ramsey says 15-year mortgage. Hell no. Ain't nobody can do a 15-year mortgage. Do a 30-year. But have in your mind the intention of trying to pay it off. Unless you have an awesome interest rate. But still, have your intentions of trying to pay it off. Not as quick as possible, but take a 30-year mortgage and try to pay it off in 20. Right? Because there's a good chance you'll probably move anyway, but at least try to pay it off in 20. And just do it smart and wisely. Don't do it because people are telling you to do it. I know rent is getting super high, man, but let me tell you something, man. Paying for your own repairs and paying property taxes and homeowners insurance, that shit's expensive too, man. That shit is super duper expensive, and it's not easy. It's not easy. I know it's funny because Ramit was always talking about buying a home, how horrible it is. He has a good point, man. It's valid. I just think it depends on the person, right? I just think it depends on the person. But unfortunately, you go on YouTube, you get people saying how much it sucks to own a home. And then at the same time, you're getting people saying how your home is an investment. You buy it, you get home equity, then you get more properties. I don't know about all that. A home is just a home, a place just to live in. And eventually you're going to sell it, get your money from it, or whatever the case may be. But just understand, if you don't have a house, doesn't mean you're a loser. If you're living in an apartment, doesn't mean you're a loser. It just means you just like your options. You have an option. If you're living somewhere in an apartment or a house or whatever, at least you have a place to live. Let's be quite honest. At least you have a place to live. Just appreciate it because the grass is not always greener on the other side. Okay? I'm done. Peace.